So what's it like being here on your own? Is this place haunted or?
Well, I think he's probably still pops in. Yeah.
Do you ever hear things in here or?
Oh yeah.
We are Carol and Ken, and we like touring in our little red camper, a tiny Nissan MV200 built by Sussex Camper Vans. We mostly wild camp and like to show the scenery, van life, food and a bit of history. People tell us that we're relaxing to watch, so give us a try and see if you agree. If you do, then give us a like and hit that subscribe button for more adventures from the Little Red Camper. If you're interested in anything we use in the van, then just click the affiliate link in the description. Welcome back to the channel. In the last episode we were camping down at Fleshwick Bay. We took you on a trip around the TT course and paid our respects to Joey Dunlop. We tried our luck wild camping at Spanish Head, but bad weather caused a hasty retreat. It's 7 o'clock and it's still raining. Let's have a look, see what it's doing. Oh, go the other way. We were completely locked down last night due to the heavy rain and the buffeting winds. But after all that, this turned out to be quite a nice little park up. So we're in the car park for is it Cregneash?
I think so.
Cregneash Village, which you might go and have a walk around depending what the weather's doing. But first we're going to have some breakfast here, aren't we? Right, okay, time to get up. She doesn't move. That bed is just too cosy.
I'm moving.
Good girl. Quite a nippy damp morning today, so gonna run the engine and put the aircon on, and that will help us to get rid of all this moisture. One of the advantages of wild camping is you're not frightened to put the engine on in the mornings if needed.
Right through the windows.
Well, I'm not going to bother at the front because it will soon get rid of it. Yeah. Decided to skip the breakfast idea. Neither of us are hungry. Oh, I don't know. It's not the end of the world, is it?
I'm out trailing electric bikes, foldable ones.
So, did you find anywhere to go for a dry walk around?
Well, there's several museums on the island. There's a couple of transport museums up near Derby.
Where's Derby?
Which that's about an hour up further north. That's quite a long drive.
That's a long drive, yeah.
Yeah, which look the most interesting ones.
It's annoying because it looks like next week is going to be really sunny, doesn't it?
Yes,
so the weather forecast says.
From Tuesday, Wednesday onwards, looks like it's really clearing up.
Yeah.
The end of the rain.
And we're booked on what, Wednesday?
So we've booked for the ferry Wednesday now.
I'm just wondering whether we should delay going back. You know, it just is gutting to think, you know, most days we've had low cloud, haven't we, and we haven't really been able to see the place as it should be seen.
Well, this last week, the first 10-11 days were fine, weren't they? When we did those walks, coastal walks up the tower.
Yeah,
they were fine. It's just been this last week, really. There's been a lot of low cloud, and it's rained every day at some point.
Yeah, it's just luck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is why I like Pocket Earth rather than Google for finding toilets. I've just asked it to search toilets and it's picked a public toilet 55 minutes away, when we know there is a toilet just down at the bottom of this road. And Pocket Earth found that, no problem at all. This rain only bothers me because it hinders making a decent film. We're back down on the harbour at Port St Mary because there's some toilets just up the road here. I love the sound of seagulls. It reminds me of all the family holidays I had with my parents down in Cornwall and Devon. I sometimes revisit those places, but it never feels the same as it did when you were a kid. Public loos are just by where those people are. I wonder if anybody's taking advantage of the boat trips to the Calf of Man today. Ready? Okay, let's lock up. Brolly as well as coat, so you can keep the worst of the rain off the coat and it's not too wet when we get back. Explore Cregneash.
So it says this is one of the last strongholds of the Manx language and customs which characterise the traditional crofting way of life.
Okie dokie.
Another building there.
That's a doer-upper, isn't it? So that's the hill we were on last night, isn't it? Going up that track there.
Yes.
Ticket office down here. It's an unusual attraction, this, because you can enter, get right in amongst the attractions before you pay.
Normally we give you wristbands, but there's no
No,
because
no.
there'll be only two here.
Yes,
Okay.
Have you been before?
No.
Right. I'll give you a little map.
Yeah.
And we have a video in the room behind you, which is 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it elsewhere,
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see
Watch
that. Yeah,
yes,
sure.
yes.
upstairs is the history of the village.
Right.
Then, if you'd like to go down to Harry Kelly's cottage, which is the one backing onto the road there, the thatched one.
Yeah.
And we've got a lady in there who will tell you all about that.
Lovely. The film about the village was really very good indeed, but of course I can't show you that because of the copyright. The first stop on our tour is Harry Kelly's cottage, where we met Ruth. I'll break up our chat with her with shots from other places in Cregneash. Hello, love.
Hello.
It's all right for film.
Yes.
Yeah, great. That's very kind of her to let me do this.
So Harry Kelly, that's Harry above the fireplace.
All right.
He lived here all his life. So he was born in 1852, and this was the family croft. He died in 1935, so he lived to a good age.
Yeah.
Because he mostly went to sea. Crofters farmed and fished, but in Harry's case, he seems to have done a lot more fishing than the actual farmer.
All right.
Would they just go around the Isle of Man, or would he go up
No.
Scotland as well?
Up to Scotland, down to
Oh.
Kinsale,
Yeah.
Kinsale and Cork.
Mm.
They go right down, following mackerel. There was mackerel fishing down in Kinsale,
Yeah.
but then they followed the Heron the rest of the time.
Yeah.
This is a typical Manx croft, the way it's laid out. So you've got the lovely big room.
Yeah, it's bigger than I thought
is
it would
big.
be. Yeah.
Big. There used to be a back door just there. So the creche here, they open the two doors.
Oh, right.
All
So
right.
use it like they use barns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the cholloch, and the big cholloch, the open fire. That turf fire would never go out. That would just burn all year round.
Right.
They'd keep it going, but it would be a lot bigger than that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And a new thatch on that one. Now, some of the places in the village you can go into but others are private, and it can be quite difficult knowing which is which.
Nice. No, it's locked, isn't it? That would be the weaver's shed, yeah. What was in there?
It's a private residence.
Right. Private residence.
Whoops-a-daisy.
Cheeky. Weather-wise, is this typical weather?
Yeah.
Or- it is typical, yeah.
Mule, because we're on a peninsula, so when you come up the Howe Road, you literally are coming onto a peninsula. And
Yeah.
the weather here has its little sort of quirks.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. What is this floor then?
So this is puddle clay.
Right.
So it would be a mixture of clay, probably a little bit of animal blood, straw, stones, all thrown in.
And would it have been wet, or is it?
It's always a little bit damp.
Yeah, I should imagine so, yeah.
It never really dries out.
No.
But it's great because if you put a hole in it, eventually that hole will disappear
Oh,
over
right.
time. So if someone comes in with stilettos,
Yeah.
the next lot of people over
Will
the years would
close it
just
up.
close the hole up, yeah.
And do you think it would have been like this, or would they have put some straw or something over it? Or
It'd probably be like this. I would expect they'd have the rag rugs.
yeah,
They may have straw, especially there where it's got
when it's going to be dirty, yeah,
easy enough to brush.
yeah.
But you never brush it out the door, you always brush it into the fire.
Fire, yeah. Otherwise, you're wasted.
Well, it's bad luck as well.
Oh, is it? That's what it is, right? Yeah.
Let's try a different place, see if we can get inside here.
Cottage. Quite cosy, weren't they?
Yeah, and much bigger than I thought.
That's Victoria sandwich and fruitcake. Recipes that you'd recognise and do now.
We have the luster jugs across the top.
My
So
grandmother
we shine
used to
them up
collect
so they'd
these.
be really shiny.
Yeah.
So they glint in the firelight.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, candlelight. They'd be there, you know, gives you a little bit of warmth. But also, they'd buy those when they had plenty of money. So if the fishing had gone well,
Oh, right.
there'd been maybe a little bit of surplus with because it was very low level farming.
Yeah.
They'd buy them.
Oh,
And then
right.
If times were hard, they could
They'd
sell
sell
them.
them again, yeah.
So you've got your
Good
little-
idea. And get a close look at this thatch.
It looks like all the reeds just been piled on top of each other and then secured by this net.
What are these black things?
Oh, they're rolling pins.
Oh, right.
They're glass rolling pins.
Right.
So you'd put cool water in, or
Right.
warmish water, whatever you wanted.
Ah.
And yeah.
What's this black thing hanging here?
That's a molluck. So it's called a molluck.
Right. And
If
what
you
it?
want to have a little closer look and see what
Yeah.
you think of it.
What I think it is. Let's have a look. Can I touch it? Just.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
want to.
Maybe you're right if you know what it is.
Is it a water bag?
It's actually they would use animal skins to carry
Yeah.
liquids, but that is a fishing float,
Oh,
and it's made
right.
of dog skin.
A dog skin.
Dog skins.
Any old dog or will do, is it? Or
I think so. There was a story that there was a man up one of the glens
yeah.
actually was breeding dogs to make mollusks from. But I don't know if it's true. He was
Right.
called
Yeah.
Watterson. I read about him.
Yeah.
Dog skin's got properties which I've had Scottish people come in and say the early bagpipes with dog skin.
Right.
It's something to do with not letting the air out.
Yeah. Right.
But a molluck, so it's a dog skin.
Is that another fireplace?
Yes.
It is.
So that they might not have used that very often, but if someone was ill or it was particularly cold, they'd light up a fire in there.
Yeah. So what's it like being here on your own? Is this place haunted or?
Well, I think he's probably still pops in.
Do you ever hear things in here or?
Oh yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Only once.
And what was that?
A laugh.
A laugh.
Yeah.
And where did that come from?
It was coming from over.
Yeah.
What, a continuous laugh,
No,
sort
it's
of?
just the one
Just one little
laugh.
chuckle sort of thing?
Yeah, I dropped the bellows when I was trying to do the fire one day, just like this. It was exactly like this.
Yeah.
Except you couldn't see, you could see even less.
Yeah.
And I was having trouble with that fire and I dropped the bellows. And I heard, ha!
Really?
That's it. Yeah.
Well, a laugh's not bad, is it? You wouldn't want to hear anything else, but...
But there was a woman came in and she was laughing. I said, oh, it was you. There was one visitor all day.
Yeah.
I said, oh, it was you. And she went, yeah, I'm laughing because I heard someone laugh.
Oh, really? She's heard it.
She...
I suppose you're allowed upstairs. There's a little
Staircase. Oh, yeah.
trapdoor.
Lovely.
It's a bit spooky walking around these places, having heard the story about the laugh in Harry Kelly's cottage.
Yeah.
It's got a much smaller fireplace.
Yeah. And this has got a stone floor, look.
We're now inside the local church in the village. This is the farm at the northern end of the site.
Can't see a mangle. We used to use a mangle on our driving course and to wring out the leathers, because you had to wash the cars in the morning before you went out and again when you got back, and they had to be left spotless. And I always remember the mangle because of its ability to completely wring the water out of that leather. Always wanted one, but never seen one.
This building is the farmhouse.
Ah, the mangle.
There's a mangle.
There's a mangle. I've just been talking about mangles.
Do you recognise the mangle?
No, it's just that when I used to be a policeman, and on my driving course we had a mangle. You have to wash the cars at the beginning of the morning, and again after the course you have to come back and you wash the cars. And they used a mangle, not as big as that, to dry out the wash leathers.
Oh, right.
And it used to squeeze, and it just was so dry. You know, it's so efficient. I've always wanted one. You know,
Which force were you in? Because I was married to a traffic policeman.
Sussex.
You never mentioned a mangle.
Oh,
Well, that's peculiar, I think, just to
Sussex.
our force that somebody had obviously managed to pick one up.
We enjoyed our visit to Cregneash very much, and the guides were absolutely wonderful.
There's a quote there about Ned Begg, and it reminds me of YouTube trolls. Looks like they were alive and kicking back then as well, doesn't it?
It says he didn't know no more about farming than a pig about flying.
Yeah.
Right, we're off. Daisy May is on her way back to the van. We're driving through the gloom on our way back down to Castletown now. There's a nice little walk between the outer and inner walls of the castle here. Here's the Bowling Green and the Bowling Green Cafe. We only knew about this cafe because they have a little board placed in the market square that tells you how to reach it. We got Charlie.
Ham and cheese toasty.
That looks tasty.
Nice to have some crisps.
Yummy. and I've got a crab bap and a scone for pudding. When runway 08 is in use, the jets come in quite low as they sweep past the town. Carol's in the gift shop looking for presents. They seemed to know I was coming. Next on the agenda is going to be Castle Russian, but that is going to have to wait for next time. If you enjoyed this video, then please help the channel grow by giving us a like and hitting that subscribe button for more adventures from the Little Red Camper.